Hey guys, Steve here, SAMTB. Today I've got a kind of a special bike for you guys to check out. Before I even go any further, I want to say that of all the reviews I've ever done, I feel like I've always been very, very impartial. Do my best to bring you guys just an honest review. Today it might be a little bit harder, I'm going to be honest, because this is my brand new bike. I fell in love with this bike a while back, and I've been wanting to bring you guys a review. I've been working on this for a little bit, so this might be a tad longer than the norm. Just I want to give you guys a little bit of a background on how I got to this point here and why maybe this isn't the most impartial, but I still think a very, very honest review. But I have to be honest, guys, I absolutely am in love with this bike. And when you love something, you know it's really hard to kind of find faults in it. But I'm going to do my best to give you guys the best review I can. So let me just get into this really quick. A couple of years ago, I noticed REEB. I was looking for content like many of you probably are or have in the past, and ran across this guy online, amazing rider, professional mountain bike rider, Jeff Lanowski. And to be honest, initially, I really didn't pay much attention to his bike. But then he introduced his new bike, which was this new Squeeb REEB had come out with. That was an aluminum bike back then. And then fast forward a year or two, they did something crazy, just absolutely mind-boggling, and just seemed to go against all of the trends of the industry. They switched to a steel bike. Now, don't shut this off yet. Trust me, you're gonna want to hear this. So I'm gonna jump forward really far now, really quickly. Just last September, I was out a bike in Moab, and I got an opportunity to get on the big brother of this bike right here, the REEB SST. That is a full steel front triangle and an aluminum rear triangle. It's a little bit bigger bike, and a little bit bigger. I mean, it's got a little bit more travel than that. And I think just a tiny bit long. So then I really loved it. I had a great time on the bike, but I really didn't get a lot of time on the SST. So I booked a trip out to Colorado in April because I wanted to ride more. I'd been riding flats around here for a while. I was getting kind of anxious, and I just booked the trip. So I get out there, meet all the guys out there, see the shop and stuff like that, and I get on the SST. I got a day out there in the mountains, and I didn't really look at the specs on this bike. I just wanted to ride it, and I like to do that, by the way. You shouldn't over-process the specs on a bike. What's going to really determine a great fit for you and the right bike for you, how the bike feel for you. So that's kind of been my perspective. That's what I do. So here we are. We're in Colorado. I ride this bike a day, just on some of the most amazing, beautiful trails. I get back to the shop, and I find out that the bike that I rode was a 150 in the front, a 120 in the rear, and I'm bombing down a mountain with this thing and feeling like this is amazing. Now, for a comparison, I rode for 3.5, 4 years in Ibis Ripmo that, was like a 160 in the front and like a 150 in the rear, approximately. I couldn't believe that this bike was only 120 mil of travel in the rear. So I started talking with the guys there, as I had done when I was out in Moab. But how does this bike feel so good at this setup? So I'm not going to get into too much because, again, a lot of this I just feel is objective. You need to ride a bike and decide if you're really going to like it. I'm here to give you the review on this bike. I'm definitely not the most impartial person to tell you about this. So I'm going to give some quick breakdown. I'm going to start in the front, kind of work my way back here, give you guys what I have this. By the way, just so you know, this is a Cane Creek Helm Mark II. This is a 150 millimeter. You can fit this bike with anything from 130 to 150. That's the way it's designed. This particular one is the 150. And then on the rear is also a Cane Creek. This is the Air IL. This is 120 mil of travel. I swear, I promise to you, you get on this bike, it's not going to feel like it. It's going to definitely feel like a much bigger, much more capable bike. Believe me, this is capable. It's just, I know when I say this and people hear 120, they're thinking something like a tall boy, which rides like a brick on the trail. Personally, I've ridden it, I've reviewed it, it's okay. But this bike feels and operates at a completely different level. So let me jump back up front here real quick. I got, and this is kind of my custom setup. Most of this is what the bike could come with if you bought it. Beautiful thing about REEB is you call them up, talk to a real person, and then you walk through each piece of component that you want on your bike. They have a couple of like ready to go bikes that you can get in sort of a standard configuration, but they're really more suggestions. That's not an absolute. You can put whatever you want within the specs of the bike. So I went with the 150. I went with the Hellbender 110 headset. I got one-up bars on here. I got a i9 stem on there. I've got the Ergon Fat, the GA2s, which are awesome grips. For the brake system, I'm kind of jumping, but they kind of are up there. And back here, I've got the Shimano, the XT 4-piston, great stopping power. You can also get the TRPs, which will come on this if you want them. They'll offer that as well. And honestly, I'm sure that if you said, hey, I want the SRAM RSCs, RCS, whatever it is, they would put those on there too for you, whatever you want. So that's that front end there. On the front also I have the Mazas. These are the trail version of them, 2.4s. Killer tires, just great. And they're mounted on the trail 270s i9s. Then jump back, like I said, I got this a 120 dropper on here is a one-up. It's a 210 mil travel. I am about 5'10". Fits me perfect. I'm a pretty, average configuration of a human male, meaning I don't have super long legs. They're not really short. So this fits me pretty much perfectly with about 3/4 of an inch left that could go into the seat post there. There you go. So on the rear end of this, really short story, broke my thumb about a year and a half ago out down in Santos, trails and Camp Bay. So I found the SRAM the SRAM Axe shifting system. Fell in love with it. I had the GX. Back then I had gotten just the derailleur. So on this bike, when I set it up, I went with a full transmission. So it's the new T-type, which means it's got the new chain, the new cassette, like it's all completely new. It's not reverse compatible. Only thing that's reverse compatible is the actual shifter. So on this, I'll get you some close-ups on that. But it's a 52 tooth GX SRAM Axe T-type transmission. It comes with your cranks. These are 165 cranks, by the way. And that kind of rounds up the whole bike there pretty neatly. The color, if you're interested, something called a light illusion blue. It's a custom color, so it's not something if you go on REEB website it's going to show as an option, but they do great like custom painting for a really reasonable price. So I got that set up with that color. I think it looked really sharp. I've kind of tried to do that blue and kind of stainless or white kind of look. Probably going to change up wheels. That'll be the only thing I might do. My wife loves them, and I'm like, yeah, I like them. They go, but I'm maybe thinking I want more of that blue satin, stainless kind of look on the wheels too. But for now, there you go. I'm gonna give you guys a couple of clips here for just seeing this thing on the trails, kind of give you guys an idea of how it rides. But my suggestion to you guys is get on over to an event or Colorado or anywhere around here and get out on a REEB. I will tell you, if you're in the North Carolina area, October 26th down at Sand Leaky Park, which is in Sanford, North Carolina, Jeff Lenowski will be here. He'll be doing some trail rides, group rides. He will have a demo fleet here, about a dozen bikes of various sizes, SSTs and diesels. Just really encourage you to get out on one. If you're looking for a new bike or you're just not happy with your bike, get out and give it a shot. I think you're going to be super pleasantly surprised. I've got an article coming out that's going to get into some of the details of this, but just to give you guys an idea, because I know everyone's wondering this right now, just when I started off mentioning that this bike is steel. How heavy is it? This bike comes in at 2 pounds lighter than my Ibis Riptide, but it's almost the same exact components. As a matter of fact, same wheels, same tires, and almost everything else on it. Same grips, actually, on both bikes. Same length, dropper, very few differences. So 2 pounds is a lot. People get upset about, like half a pound on something. And so that's decent. It feels much lighter than it is. It rides, is really agile, light. I got some footage for you guys to check out there as well, kind of get an idea how zipping down the trail here. But to be honest with you, the best thing you could do is just get out on it, give this bike a shot, see how you like it. That's it. That's all I got for you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching today. I really do appreciate it. Hit that like button, subscribe. You know how to do this thing, right? You guys have been doing this a while now. Can't look forward to seeing you guys soon. You guys have a great day. Bye.